with stories with Ori. First of all, I just heard the verdict like all of you have. A lot of you were upset. But what's very disappointing is what I heard, what just happened to Tisha Tells outside the courtroom because she sided with the prosecution. She's a journalist. We have free press in this country. Who's more dangerous than Diddy? His supporters. But anyways, folks, let's talk about the verdict. My opinion, the 2 counts they got him on, Mann Act transportation, 2 of those there. The prosecution, I said from the beginning that they messed up on how they charged them. And I stand by that. And I'm going to tell you why I think, okay, what happened here. This is one of the biggest trials of the century. This judge should have absolutely sequestered that jury. In other words, they should have been staying in a hotel, paid for by the government, no cell phone, no television. That's what you do when you sequester a jury. Normally, in federal cases like this here, or any federal case, when the jury goes out to deliberate, they have no idea how much time somebody's going to be given for the different crimes that they committed. They don't know that. But this jury, they did. Because they left every day, were given their cell phones back. They leave the courthouse. What do they see? They see all these people. Diddy did a great job. All right, buying those T-shirts, having the people out there, all right, wearing free Diddy T-shirt. Okay, they go on their phone just like you and I. They get all the information. They go home. They're a human being. They're going to talk to their wife, their husband, and everybody else. Okay? They put on the news, they're going to hear about the Diddy case. They go on their computer, they're going to hear about the Diddy case. And what's everybody saying? He's facing life. Okay? And juries don't want to put people in jail for life. So now they're seeing what they're up against. Okay, and what they're going to do to this guy. Now, look, what you do in your bedroom, that's your business. What I do is mine, okay? But when people start videoing it, recording them, that's a whole nother story, folks. I mean, I just can't see people doing that, okay? But they do. But, paying to transport a prostitute across state lines. Well, folks, I should be in jail for that too, because I'm going to tell you what I did. See, many years ago, when I had the Ori agency, all right, where I was the pioneer in the automobile after-sale business for automobile dealers. And, automobile dealers are some of the biggest players in a business, okay? They like to play, and they like their woman. And I transported, I had a madam in New York, I had a high-class hooker. Her name was Rebecca, beautiful, gorgeous redhead, okay? And I paid her to go take care of my automobile dealers. And I transported her to New Jersey to handle automobile dealers. Oh my God, I should go to jail for that, shouldn't I? Okay? See, these are the ridiculous laws that we have on the books of this country, and people don't understand. Now, I'm going to tell you that act right there alone. Do you think for one moment, as smart and manipulative as Diddy is, that he knew that was illegal? Putting somebody on a plane and flying her someplace? But that's yet what they, because they knew those were the lesser charges. Yes, I knew the Brunos in Springfield. I got a lot of stories I could tell you about Springfield because Springfield, back in the days, was the stronghold for the Androgata, the Calabrian Mafia. And seeing I'm talking about mafia, that's another thing. That RICO Act. Everybody thinks that the RICO Act is only for us Italians. They don't understand that it's for everybody. They use it on the black gangs, they use it on the Spanish gang, they use it in civil court. And until that moron that I can't stand, Rudy Giuliani, okay, he's the guy responsible, okay, for bringing it up and starting to indict all my friends in New York. And now I'm going to tell you something. All my friends that have been convicted on RICO at trial, they get found not guilty on the other cases because the jury thinks the RICO is no big deal and it's a lesser sentence. RICO is from 1 to 20 years. That's when the decision is up to the judge. But minimum mandatory sentencing guideline. See, I guarantee you, a lot of those jurors don't know what they are. So, sex trafficking is a minimum mandatory guideline. They found him not guilty. So I blame this entirely on Judge Subramanian. And folks, I gotta tell you, I'm as bewildered as all of you. I'm gonna tell you one thing, and a lot of things about the government I don't like. I don't like how these laws are made here in the United States by Congress, okay? And I want to thank you folks coming, all right? Come back, jail, Miss Vegan, all right? And for you folks who are here, okay? And if there's any way to let other people know I'm alive, let's get some people here, okay? And folks, I'd like to put your notifications on if you want to see me live because I got so many other things besides Diddy to talk about. And I could educate you on different things of the law and so forth. Okay? Now, to me, initially I thought charging him with RICO was an overreach. And not because it was only one guy, okay? That was not my problem because you could indict one person on RICO. It's been done before. My problem is that it's illegal and unconstitutional. Now, you all know or should know, all right, that I did time in prison. I was indicted under RICO. You can read all about it in my book. You can see some of the gangsters that I knew. I knew Frank Costello. I knew Meyer Lansky. I knew Russell Buffalino. And I was close friends with Sonny Franchise for 50 years on the East Coast, and Jimmy Consi, the underboss of the Los Angeles, right here. And Jimmy used to sleep on my couch, come up from Palm Springs every week. So I've been around. I know what I'm talking about. I've seen a lot of trials. Never seen one like this. Uh, Will Diddy get bail? Well, we're going to know shortly. He might just get it, okay? I mean, that's going to be up to the judge, too. All right? Uh, and what would Diddy do if he does get jail? In his mind, knowing that he's facing 10 to 20 more years, that he's going to have to go back, okay? Diddy's got a lot of money. And trust me, a lot of things I felt that are happening here was KK in the background getting it done. Her name was mentioned throughout the trial. But has she been indicted? And will she be indicted? Thank you, Andre. Appreciate that there. Come back, Jack. No, I never met Mr. Frank Schivel, okay? Not to my recollection. Maybe I did. I met so many people in my life. Folks, you got coffee, enjoy. I make my coffee with espresso. Yeah, I don't know if you heard. Tisha tells whether you like her or not. She's a reporter. And she has a right to freedom of speech like everybody does. But she was almost beat up outside of the courthouse today from Diddy supporters because she wanted Diddy to go to prison for life. Those are his supporters that are doing that while he's sitting there. You know how bad that is? What's wrong with our country? I mean, I don't understand it, folks. But I wanted to share that with you, my thoughts about Judge Submarinian. Okay? Now I'm going to tell you there's one thing you don't do with the government. Don't piss them off. I've seen how they go after other people with vengeance. I don't believe this is the end of Diddy's problems. I'm certain that in a few states, he's being investigated, okay, for crimes that he did there that might be state cases. If they're within the statute of limitations, he might get indicted. You could bet your boots that he's going to have tax problems. But he's got the money, he could pay him, okay? I want to tell you, in my first indictment, 1978, in Syracuse, New York, 11 counts of mail fraud. I was almost going to go to trial. At the last minute, I changed my mind, and I took a plea deal, and I got 5 years, okay? And my 5 years probation, supervised release. Oh, my lawyer, I called my wife. I was divorced. Called my wife, said, bring the children to my mother's, because I flew in from California. And it's about a 40-minute drive from Syracuse, New York to Rome, New York, where my mother lives. 40 minutes. And when my lawyer pulls up, my wife comes out and she said, well, I'm happy you didn't go to prison. And she says, but I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. IRS was just here, and we've been served for $1 million. 40 minutes. That's how quick it took them to subpoena me for $1 million. Do you think I paid it? No. Okay? I stalled it for a couple of years, and then I filed bankruptcy. And I was able to include it in my bankruptcy. Okay? Combat Jack. Yes, I served time. I did 62 months on a Colombo family indictment. It's all here in my book. My book's available in Audible, Kindle, and every other way, and books, okay? All right? You just click the link in my profile, and it'll take you there if you want to buy it, okay? You'll see everybody I knew. You'll see what my crimes were. At the end of my book, I have my paperwork, so you can see my indictment. You can see the motions I wrote. It's all in my book. Yes, I served in the military, 1963 to 1966. I probably served our country during the Vietnam War. All right, and I was with the 25th Infantry Division out of Schofield Barracks, Hawaii. So yes, I did serve. I served proudly. I'm a true patriot. And I was talking to the security guy at Whole Foods this morning, and we were talking about things because he had served in the military. And he agreed with me that another bad decision our government made was getting rid of the draft. If we still had the draft and man 18 that, had to go and do 2 years in the military, we'd have less crime and young men would know loyalty, honor, and respect. You know, and I hear from women all the time, because women really love my book. 75% of my book sales have been women who bought it, okay? And they love my book. Because, first of all, you see that I come here to you, I'm dressed. Even though I'm in my home, doing my show here, I come to you dressed. And that's because I want to show you respect. I respect you all. I've lived my life with respect, loyalty, and honor. That's why, with all the years of my organized crime life, I'm still alive. Thank you for correcting me, World Boss. I appreciate that. But they said we were going to know, has anybody heard? I don't know. I haven't heard about the bail. I got my television shut off, and I'm here talking to you. Thank you. Yeah, I like that. Subscribe and smoke that like button. Use that, please. All right? And if you smoke, light them up. Hey, folks, you know, I'm 80 years old, and I got to tell you a funny story, okay? You know, I have a lot of followers on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, and I get, you know, all these women, and I know they're scams, okay? They want to meet me and all that crap, and then once they say, WhatsApp, let's talk by WhatsApp, I know it's a fraud, okay? But on TikTok the other day, a young boy that's been following me tells me his sister thinks I'm cute. And she'd like to talk to me. And now I'm thinking, man, is this a scam? Because this kid's been following me for a while, right? Okay? And I said, yeah, I'll talk to her. I said, he sends me her phone number. So now I want to be cautious. So I said, tell her to expect a call from an unknown number. So I blocked my number and I called her. And she's up in the Bay Area, at San Francisco, in that area. Had a great conversation. So now I tell her in conversation, I said, well, you sound beautiful, I said, you know what I look like, but I don't know what you look like. She said, let's do a FaceTime. Oh, by this time I trusted her. I said, okay, I'm going to do a FaceTime from my other phone. Because I have a landline too, you know, so I blocked my number on my landline when I called her. All right? And so I did the FaceTime. Folks, I couldn't believe it. This girl's beautiful. And we've been talking now for the last 3 days. And guess what? You won't believe this. I don't believe it. I'm not going to believe it. Till she walks in this door. She's on her way here. She's driving down. Folks, it's, all right? I'm 80 years old, hey, but look, I still get around. I walk every day. After I get out of here, I'm going to go walk a couple miles, and I try to stay in shape. But who knows what could happen in life, you see? Just like that, your life might change. All right? Boom, West London. How you doing, Zammy Adams? Okay, nice to have you there. Okay, you know I got a lot of friends in London. All right, and my best mate was Joey Pyle, who was the boss of the firm over there in London. He passed away in 2007. But we're making a movie about Joey. So I know Freddie Foreman. I know the Richardson. I know everybody over there. Thank you, Christy. I appreciate that there. Okay? Mo like. Let's hope that she's a lucky girl and that I'm a lucky guy. Okay? Switzerland. Hi, Laura. How are you doing in Switzerland? Beautiful country. Yeah, Zammy, Joey Powell. You know, Joey Powell's son, Joey Jr., he's like my third son. And I just had a conversation, because we got a director already for the movie. It's a great script, okay? And Ray Winston's going to be involved, all right? He's going to be playing the older Joey. And we're looking for Karen Egerton to play the younger Joey. All right, so look, we're just getting going on this here, folks. But, you know, this is what I do. I'm in the entertainment business. And I made a promise to Joey many years ago when he was alive that I would get his movie made. And, folks, I keep my promises, okay? So we're in the midst, we're doing it, we got a production company, and I'm excited about it. Actually, that movie might be done before mine. All right, right now we got a production company for my movie, and we're looking for an actor to play me, and we're looking for, it's not gonna be like those old gangster movies, nothing like that, okay? The women are going to love it, okay? And I'm going to tell you the women are going to love it. Can I tell you how it begins? No. My producer said not to talk about I can't talk about the script, how it begins. I guarantee you, your woman will love my movie, all right? So I'm excited to see it on the big screen. But that's coming to fruition, and so those are the sort of things that I do, okay, to make a living. It takes time. Hollywood's the most brutal business in the world, all right? So, folks, if you're not following me, follow me, please. I appreciate it. And And beginning next week, I'm going to be going live maybe a couple times a week, all right, because I got a lot of respect for all you people and for all those people that subscribe to my channel. So make sure you got your notifications on so you know when I'm going to go live. I'm going to go take my walk now. The sun's just coming out. And he was found not guilty due to black privilege. No, I don't think it was. Race had nothing to do with this. Hello, London. We got 2 people from London. That's awesome. Well, folks, I'm going to run now. Everybody have a blessed day. And as usual, all my love and respect to all of you. Thank you. Hi, Canada. Thank you. All right, we're getting people in over here now. All right. Thank you, Chrissy. Yeah, please hit that like button, folks. Help me out. You know, those likes actually help us. Because I never made any money here on YouTube, trust me, okay? I made $100 one time, okay? And that was for 3 months. So, you know, but you know, it is what it is. I enjoy talking to you folks, giving you my wisdom, my life experiences, and, you know, I know a lot of you don't read. A lot of people in this country don't read anymore, but you could listen to my book if you want it. It's available in audio. But those who read, you definitely want to read it. And then one thing that you will find, besides my gangster stuff, I was a businessman. I had a multi-million-dollar business that I built from bottom to top by myself. So, hi, Lady Virgo. Okay, the other thing you're going to find out is this gangster loved woman. All right, a lot of women in my book. Okay, so everybody have a blessed day. It's the 4th of July. Be safe. Okay, and God bless you. Take care. Bye. How do I shut this?